Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech. How is it going? It's been a minute since I have went live, and not really sure how this is gonna look. I have my LED set to the lowest setting, but it looks pretty bright here on my end using the Pixel. So it looks pretty bright on my end, and I have my LED at the lowest setting, so it may look pretty bright. But yeah, even with my glasses on, I see the screen just completely clear on my end. Hopefully, it looks as good on your end as it does on my end. But I guess we'll find out here soon. I have to turn Bluetooth off. I don't know. Let me get mine set up here. This is my Redmi Note 7 that I want to be using tonight. Using the Pixel 3 AXL, as you've seen in the title. So let me go ahead and bring up YouTube here. I may go ahead and check the Twitter as well, just in case. Didn't get notifications. So let me do that right now. Let's just go in here and I'll share this out Twitter. There we go. It's just streaming live now. I mean, yeah. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get this thing started up here. I was gonna be a little bit earlier tonight, but you know how it goes. So right now, I got the AC blasted in the car. It is. We have set into a heat wave here around here, and I'm just sitting here watching my gas drop as I'm sitting here. Yeah, it's just crazy. I'm gonna have to turn the car off and just kind of deal with the heat. I don't know. Being our normal highs are like 77, 78 degrees, and it's 81 right now here at midnight or 12:30 in the morning, and our daytime is like 95 degrees. So yeah. Now I'm gonna go ahead and like I always make mention, I'm gonna go ahead and mention it right now before I even get started. And I may mention it again, depending on how many more people join in. That I read every comment individually, from first all the way down to where it comes in order. So I answer every question that comes through, and it might take me just a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes to reply back to it, and whatever I gotta say in the meantime, as I am, talking in this live stream. So if you ask me a question, and I haven't read it yet, just hang tight, stay here, and I will get to your question as soon as I get to it. So Luna Tears, hey, how you doing? What's up, Ryan Lynn? How's it going? What's up, Ben Rose? David B, how you doing? What's up, Calvin Bailey? Can you talk about the Huawei USA ban? I don't know enough about it really to talk about it. If I give my 2 cents worth in, people probably wouldn't like it. So, I mean, I may hit on it a little bit. What's up, Brian Fordham? How you doing? Yeah, long time no see, man. What's up, Tap Out King? Pixel is bright, looks amazing. And they have me wanting that phone. The phone's been a great phone. I've had no issues with it. I was going to do my 1 week review, or my Pixel 3 after 1 week, but I didn't get a chance to get it done. So it's going to be delayed a little bit. But pretty much the Pixel 3A or 3A XL. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I don't care who likes it, who don't like it, but if you listen to big YouTubers who has it, that's only used $1,000 phones, they're going to talk junk about it. Don't listen to them. Just tune them out. Don't listen to them. They have no idea what I'm talking about. What's up, Kenneth Marlin? How much is the Pixel 3A? The Pixel 3A is $400, $399, and the 3A XL, which is what I have, is $479. What's up, Chris Stevenson? How's it going? If it's buffering a little bit, I'm sorry. I'm on the Verizon network, Total Wireless, right now on the Pixel. So if it's buffering any, I'm in the best coverage area available. to be honest. And if it's buffering, I can't help it. Is it buffering? Can y'all tell me if it's buffering? Because it's buffering here on my end for some reason. Awesome. Thanks. Okay. What's up, Patrick Flanagan Sr.? Yeah, they're 400. They're 400 for the Pixel 3a and 479 for the Pixel 3a XL. What's up, Michael West? How you doing, man? How do you like coverware cases? I've never had one. I never actually even heard of them until you mentioned them, so I had no idea. What's up, 49ers fan? What's going on? I got the OnePlus 7 Pro yesterday, best phone I ever had. Sweet. Yeah, it's a good looking phone. Nice looking phone. Is Google going to let you keep the phone? Yeah, definitely. What's up, James Stevens? I just seen you pop up on my screen for nighttime. The video looks well lit. Looks like you got an extra light in your car. It's just my LED in its lowest setting, and the battery's about half dead. So if I cut it on the brightest setting right now, it would blow the camera out. It would just be way too bright. Let's see what happens. Okay, now it's in the brightest setting right now. So you're seeing, I mean, yeah, it's just way, way too bright. So let's turn that back down. So this is shade there. Would you say the Pixel 3a is better than the Galaxy S9? I had the Galaxy S9, and the Galaxy S9 was a great phone. I think that the pictures are better on the Pixel, personally. And the performance, they both had the same amount of RAM at 4 gigs. You had the 845 processor in the S9. And you have the 670 in the Pixel 3a and 3a XL. And you know me and Samsung. I don't favor Samsung at all. But the S9 was a good phone. But uh, would you want to spend double the money for an S9? And yes, S9 still costs quite a bit of money depending on where you buy them from, and if you want one new or want one unlocked or not. If you want one unlocked, it's going to work on Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T. Yeah, it's going to cost you if you want to unlock one brand new. So depends on what you want to spend. Honestly, yes, according to benchmark scores, which I run benchmark scores on every single phone that I run and test. I run benchmark, but benchmark scores don't mean squat, okay? I've seen phones with really high benchmark scores that performed as well or about the same as a phone with half its benchmark scores. So, I mean, a lot of it is people want to have 25 apps in the background open, and they're like, well, my phone's sluggish. My phone's kind of slow. Well, this phone sucks. It's slow. Well, if you didn't have 25 apps in the background, and if you clear your cache and data every once in a while, your phone will speed up again. You know, so I mean that with the 3A XL, 3A, and the S9, it's your preference. I like the S9. To me, it just wasn't worth the money. Can't believe Google stopped supporting Huawei phones. They put Banhammer on. Yeah, I know. That's kind of been drove into the ground. That stake's been drove into the ground a lot here lately, and I don't got nothing to say that's going to be any different than what anybody else is going to say, other than the fact that I may mention to y'all all along. Yes, it's the government. Yes, it's the president signed the order, but I think that a lot of it has to do with Samsung, Apple. I think Apple's got a big play in because that Apple has their hands in the government's pockets, and Apple's probably sitting back now laughing because Huawei's gone, but it could do more harm than good in the long run. I don't know. We don't never know what's going to happen here yet. I mean, we've seen this stuff before, and it always seems to get worked out. So honestly, right now, I don't know. Nope, you're welcome, Ben Rose. Um, let's see. Gianni Diamato, what's going on? What's up, TJ? I gotta find the payment plan. Maybe I'll try firmer somewhere. I need that Pixel. It's a good phone. It's a really good phone, and I've not seen any slowdowns, any lag, any freezing. It's been a great phone so far. No problem whatsoever. So I got 21 watching right now, 5 likes. Thank y'all so much. Got my large Sprint bill taken care of. Balance was 618. Wow. Yeah, used the Galaxy J2 Pure on Cricket for a week, and man, it was a huge. Oh yeah, definitely. If you go from an S9 Plus to a J2 Pure, oh my goodness, it's like you went from a a Ferrari to a Pinto. You know what I'm saying? I heard that you can get a free TER2 1 month of service if you send. Yeah, I heard that too. On Visible Wireless. Not a really bad deal. I mean, you can send in an old 5 year old Android phone. As long as it powers on, you're good. You get a free phone and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, not a bad deal at all. Not really that much difference. Great lighting. Yeah, I guess because it is so bright already, you know, I can kind of tell looking at it here that at the back window, either the back window is just so nasty with pollen and stuff, it makes it look kind of washed out, or it looks kind of grainy. That could be the problem. I don't know. I'm glad I'm glad someone finally sent you a great phone to unbox. Yeah, I've had several good phones that I've had unboxed. I mean, the new Mobile G3, I love that phone still. That phone is still an amazing phone. Um, I picked up the Moto E5 Super a couple days ago, and so far I'm loving it, especially in the battery. Yeah, the battery is great in that phone. The one thing that I like better in the G7 Supra than the E5 Supra was the processor is a lot better. I mean, the G7 Supra has a 632, while you got the 450 in the E5. But hey, still a good phone. Typing from the J2 Pure, watching from the Galaxy S9, still have until June 12th on Cricket, and it's been a good network. I just hate AT&T. I hate AT&T. AT&T sucks in my personal opinion, because of what they're doing with their network, what they're doing with their towers. It all varies depending on where you live and everything else and all. But what I've been seeing AT&T doing lately, man, AT&T is just going to be, I don't know. What do you think of Moto E5 Spectrum from Cricket? E5 Super, do you mean? From what I hear, it's a great phone. It's the same phone as the E5 Plus on Metro and Boost and all of that. And I've heard it's a great phone. Um, I heard Samsung. I heard made a display on the Pixel 3a and 3a XL. Who knows? I have no idea. I haven't looked. Good evening, Big John Tech Reviews. How you doing? What's up, Tech Rant? Sorry I'm late. How are you loving the Pixel? It's a great phone. I have used it. My SIM card has not came out of the phone, but one time in the Pixel since I've got it, I'm using it on Total Wireless, Verizon. I took the SIM card out one time and I put in my Better SIM or T-Mobile SIM card that's currently in my Redmi Note 7. And just to see if I get any service at home, no service, but it does have Wi-Fi calling, which is a really good thing. Hey, Shay Kennedy, how you doing? I checked my speeds with Metro. Invisible won't work. The 5 megabits plus versus 70 is a no. Well, I mean, it depends on what you use your phone for. You know, just for the average person who wants to just like play games, get on social media, don't really do anything else, 5 megabits is gonna be just fine. I used to rock with 3 megabits on Cricket there for a little while. Yeah, and that was good enough for just ordinary, Instagram and Twitter stuff like that. But yeah, I know what you mean. How good is the Nokia 6.1 and how good is the camera and the software? Well, the 6.1 Nokia is basically a stock Android phone. I had the phone. The phone's a good phone. It's an older design type phone. The cameras are good. The cameras are really good. I've done a live stream from it a few times before, and I actually just got a case for it yesterday because I was tired of rocking it without a case and afraid if I was going to carry it that I'd drop it. So I bought a case for it. It's been a good phone. The Nokia 6.1. It's got a 630 processor with 3 gigabytes of RAM, and the storage is 32 gigs. And it runs Android 9 Pie, and it gets the majority of security patches every month. So it's part of Android 1, and it's getting hot in here. So give me a second. Excuse the dinging. This vent ain't gonna help matters much, but hey, it's gonna be some air anyway. But it's a great phone. I'd recommend it. I'd recommend it still. What's up, Chevy Cobalt Racer? I can't buy Huawei right now, so I purchased the OnePlus 7. Yeah, that's the thing. Everybody's going to the OnePlus 7 or 7 Pro or whatever because of Huawei, and it's kind of a sad thing, I guess. I'm a big fan of Huawei. Y'all know that. I love Huawei devices, Honor devices. And it's just one of them things. Yeah, I'm hearing that everybody's grabbing the OnePlus 7 Pro. Honestly, I've never used the phone, so I can't say nothing about it. But I know how I feel about all-screen displays and curved displays. When I had the Galaxy S9, when I couldn't even pick the phone up without it pushing an app or pushing something, it got so annoying. I guess you kind of need a case to kind of like lip around that curved screen to where you don't always hit it when you pick it up. And that pop-up camera, I just kind of wonder how durable that's going to be after a while. I mean, I know what they say, 150 times a day for 5 years, but there's going to be some defective products here and there. But yeah, I mean, the phone looks nice, seems to perform very well. Hey, each his own. I mean, it's what, $700 for that phone? Would I buy it? No, because I'm not really a flagship person. Now, if I was sent one, I'd take it. But as far as buying one, nah, ain't happening. I just got hired at Metro, picked up the G7 Power, and it's nice. Awesome, Tech Whiz. What's up, Chad Middleton? Why ain't that vent blowing on me any? My goodness, I got the vents turned down or something? It's just not reaching me. I don't know. It's as far over as it can get. Can't even feel that. But anyway. By the way, hello, Chat and RJ. What's up, Tech Wiz? What's up, Chad Middleton? For me, AT&T has great service where I live. Yeah, I mean, when I say AT&T sucks, it's the fact that what they're doing with their network. I do know. I've heard it from their own mouths, from AT&T. They're removing towers. They're taking towers down. Places that actually had service at one point no longer does, because all this 5G crap, they're removing towers, and they're not replacing them with anything. Places that used to have great service with AT&T now has no coverage or very limited coverage because they're taking towers down and they're not replacing them. They're not doing anything with them. So, Master Review says, "No, you are right. About a year ago, I got excellent coverage with AT&T. Now, exactly where I live right now, just a year and a half ago, I had Cricket. I had full service, full LTE, worked like a champ, and all of a sudden, boom, no phone calls, no receiving calls, no making calls, no LTE works. That was it." And I had to switch from Cricket because I like Cricket. I love being with Cricket. I had to switch because, and then AT&T finally said, well, we took, the tower that was near you that was giving you all the service, we are no longer maintaining. Pretty much saying that they let the tower go, they took it down, whatever they're doing, turn it off, whatever. And they're doing that all over the place. So, it's just, and then now, I've had NetBuddy for a long time, which NetBuddy, of course, uses AT&T, and I was going to stream from home. The reason why I haven't been streaming nowhere near as much is because where I used to be able to stream from home on NetBuddy AT&T with no problems. Now I can barely get 2 to 3 megabits upload speeds. Where I used to get regularly 7 to 8 to 10 upload, I'm getting now 2 to 3, and on occasion maybe 4 to 5. And download speed used to be upwards 20 megabits per second. Now I'm lucky to get 8 to 9 to 10. So they're even now beginning to screw with the LTE service. So I don't know. I think everyone working on 5G has affected everyone. My speeds on Straight Talk have gone down a little bit more than usual. You never know. You can talk to my grandfather. He works for AT&T and is regional manager of AT&T. I was seeing. Nah, don't worry about that, man. I didn't talk to AT&T. I talked to everybody up to the manager positions of AT&T, and they've all told me the same thing. I think that Huawei is going to get treated the same way as ZTE did. All they want is Huawei's money to you. I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, the whole deal with the Huawei thing, yes, I can understand. The one thing that I can understand is that the president, the government not wanting any government official to use Huawei products. I can understand that. And if there is any risk of security, spying, or whatever, I can completely understand 100% not wanting government officials to use Huawei phones. But to completely ban them from the U.S. on speculation, yeah, there's been some shady practices and stuff like that, but tell me a company that does not practice a single shady practice, and we'll talk. Every one of them has. If you think that Apple is not spying on you, if you think that Samsung is so innocent and they're not doing anything, they're not spying on you and doing all kinds of crap, you're sadly mistaken and fooled. It's like, well, yeah, that's the U.S. Well, do you want, everybody knowing all your information? No, you don't. But if you got an Android phone, you're giving it so much permission. You're giving all these app developers all permissions to your cameras, your photos, your media, your cameras, your microphones, your location. Nobody has a problem giving all these app developers, which all are not in the U.S., by the way. They don't have no problem giving Facebook a list that long of what they have to have in order to run their service. And they've had so many security breaches and leaks and hacks, it ain't even funny. But nobody has a problem, downloading their precious Facebook and giving them all kinds of information. But people go to squawking whenever you hear about this. So it's just whatever companies can get by with. It's whoever has their hands in the government's pockets. And we know what Facebook now works for and does and all this kind of crap. So, yeah, but I'm not going to get off on all of that. But if you think that they ain't spying on you, turn on your camera whenever they want to. Listen to your conversations, turn your microphone on, looking through your photos, looking through all your stuff that's public out there that you get permissions for. And if you think that they're not spying on you, then you got your head in the sand. What's up, trains and destinations? Now, that's not popular, but that's the truth. If you can't handle it, then I guess, oh well. Trains and destinations, what's going on? The Moto G7 looks good, though. I don't like how it's $50 more than the G6. Well, the G7 is a better phone. The G6 sucked. I'm sorry, the G6 sucked. The G7 is a lot better phone than the G6. I'm doing pretty good. Shay Kennedy, hope you're doing good. Remember when ZTE paid? Oh yeah, I remember. They paid all that money, didn't get nowhere. It hurt them. All right, Ryan Lynn, that's cool. People down to 670 because it's not the newest, but it doesn't matter. It does not matter. The 670s are very, very well performing, and people. I want to say this. If it makes you mad, it makes you mad. I'm at the point now where I really don't give a crap, to be honest. Everybody speaks their mind on what they want to say. So I'm gonna start doing the same blame thing. And I know I'm behind in the comment section right now. I'm behind by like 10 minutes, but that's just a live stream thing. If I got something to throw in there, I'm going to throw it in there, and I'll read your comment when I get to it. And when I was saying that, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh my goodness, maybe it's this heat. I don't know. Maybe I'll remember it again in a minute. I had it right there. I had it and I lost it. Oh God, I can't believe it, man. I had it. I was ready to lay it out there. Man, I forgot it. That's how bad my memory is. I'm telling you, I'm losing my mind, y'all. I'm really losing my mind. My memory is going to squat. I can't remember nothing anymore. I mean, I'm being real when I say that. I ain't joking around. I'm being serious. Yeah, well, you was fixing to hear something good, but now I done forgot what it was I was going to say. God, I can just sit here a minute and remember. Maybe I remember it, so I can come back to it here in a minute. Does the iPhone 6s have a big battery? No, it don't. The 6S Plus has a 29 something milliamp, I want to say, but the 6S is under 2,000, and it's not very good. Now that Huawei is banned and U.S. top-of-the-line phones are dropping in price, they just won't get Google support in the U.S. Yeah. To be honest, the Pixel really only has the camera going for it. The specs are meh, and the design is not that good looking, but it does get software updates. But for the Pixel 4, it better be good. All right. People's going to downplay the Pixel 3a and 3a XL. And you know, because it does not have an IP rating, it does not have water resistance, you know, it does not have wireless charging, you know, it runs a 670 processor, you know, it has bezels on the top and the bottom of the phone, you know, it's not completely bezel-less, it don't have a pop-up camera or an in-screen fingerprint scanner, you know. Should I go this far? I believe that people are so brainwashed in the fact that you got to have $1,000 plus phone to get a good experience. I'm just being real, okay? I believe that people watch these bigger YouTubers and the media, and they got it so in people's minds so much that they gotta have these high-end phones. And if you had a phone like this that costs $200, you got garbage. If you got a phone, the Pixel 3a or 3a XL that don't cost $1,000, you got garbage. I'm really sick of hearing all of these people sitting there downplaying phones because it don't run the latest processor, or it don't have this feature or that feature. I'm sorry, but for the majority of people that wants a phone, they don't care about all that crap that they're never going to use. I mean, I'm gonna start being straight to the point. I mean, everybody else is. I'm gonna freaking start doing the same daggum thing. People are so, you know, I mean, just a year and a half ago, nobody cared about bezels. Nobody cared about wireless charging all that much. Nobody even cared about IP ratings all that much. They had phones designed for water resistance and all that kind of stuff. But now if a phone don't have wireless charging, an IR blaster, an in-screen fingerprint scanner, a 100 megapixel camera, a pop-up camera, a full-screen display, an 8K display, a huge battery, and all this kind of crap, it's just not any good. It's just a meh phone. It's just running a 600 series processor, running 4 gigabytes of RAM. Really? I gotta have 12 gigabytes of RAM. No, you don't. No, you freaking don't gotta have 12 gigabytes of RAM in a phone. Plain and simple. I mean, if you want it, you want it. Do you need it? No, you don't need it. I mean, you know, all these companies are doing is they're putting out the same stuff every single year, and all they're really doing is putting in more storage. They're putting in more RAM. They're putting in the newest version of Qualcomm chips, of Qualcomm chips. They're putting a bigger camera, or they're doing something different, and they're charging hundreds of dollars more for it. God, what's wrong with having a rear-mounted fingerprint scanner anymore? You know, I mean, now it's like, oh, you gotta be in screen. It's innovative. Oh my God. There's more I wanted to say. That's the part that popped in my mind. But if you're saying that the 3A, and I'm not just saying this because the phone was sent to me. If I'd have bought this phone, I'd be saying the same freaking thing. Okay, I don't care what any company says or what they send me. If it's good, it's good. If it's trash, it's trash. Some will say, well, RJ, you haven't really used many flagship phones. I've used enough to know that you don't got to have $1,000 phone to have a good experience. Anybody with a 3A or 3A XL is going to have a very good experience, good stock experience, very fast experience, with minimal lag, minimal issue, great cameras, a great screen, great speakers, great battery. Yeah, so what if the body is polycarbonate plastic? Who gives a crap if it's not glass or aluminum? Who gives a rip? At least you can, at least, it won't break you if you look at the thing. I mean, seriously, where have we become? I mean, has it got so bad in the tech world that we're just trying to one up every single thing? I think it's all the media outlets and everything is just brainwashed. And now they have it where to the point to where they have you believing that you have to have these phones in order to be cool, or in order to have the latest and greatest, to be this, that. I don't know what people's reasoning is to have the latest and greatest. I do know that there are some that has postpaid plans. They have a Samsung Forever plan or an iPhone Forever, or whatever it is, wherever they go in every single year, get and just pay the same month every month on their bill, and they get the newest phone. If you're paying it already and you're used to that bill, hey, why not? Why not get the latest and greatest phone? Might as well, right? But a very, very itty small tiny bit of the percentage of people is going to go out here and dish out $1,000 for a phone. Ain't going to happen. And like I tell everybody, people want to downplay people because they got a cheaper phone, a smaller phone, maybe a phone that's under $100, maybe it's $100 or $200. But if you got a phone, if you're out there and you got a phone that is cheap without the latest and greatest stuff, or what I like to call unnecessary junk that you'll probably never use, because I'm sorry, most people probably that has them phones, they use maybe 50% of what the phone can actually even do. Okay, but they got the best. I had to sell a kidney, but I got the best. But I'm stopping now, y'all. I ran over. That's been on my mind for days, and I got it off my mind now. So if you didn't like it, I'm sorry. If you left the chat because of it, I'm sorry. If you don't like it, I guess you don't want to hear my truth. Okay, now I'm back to the chat, and I've done seen some leave. So some of you got pissed off, got mad. They got mad. I don't know. Just get a ladder, climb up it, and get over it. You know what I'm saying? I will pick up the 6.1 Nokia next month. Might buy the 6.1 from Best Buy or Nokia. I got mine from Best Buy. It's been a good phone. So I apologize for that little rant, y'all. Sometimes you got to do it. Sometimes it's got to be thrown out there. I didn't buy the Pro. I snatched the OnePlus 7 for $512. That's not a bad price, really. I thought that the OnePlus 7 wasn't coming to the U.S. I didn't know. What's up, Vincent D? I just got home from an 11-hour shift. Wow. I remember when we used to have Boost Mobile, we used to have excellent service within you. Well, the service was never excellent with Boost Mobile. I always had my problems with Boost Mobile. I just like Boost Mobile. I just always liked the Sprint network and Boost Mobile. The coverage was never really that good. I always kind of cut out and broke up. Always kind of drop call every once in a while. Never had any service, but I just like Boost Mobile. But now it's just kind of like, it's like Sprint's kind of just knocking them down a little bit. I don't know. I get 31 megabits down and 17 up from my AT&T tower. It's 2 blocks from where I live. Okay, that's pretty good. AT&T is acting weird here in Newark, New Jersey by the airport. They have no service in the garage and by the terminal. Shortly weird. Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint works fine. That's what I'm saying. AT&T is doing some really weird things with their towers and their services. If the Sprint T-Mobile merger goes through, AT&T will be number 3. Yeah, I see it. We're about to hear something good from Jane Stevens. What's up, Smart Decisions? I know that I'm really behind in comments, so if y'all still here, thank y'all. If you got mad, let me know. If you didn't, thumbs up me or whatever if you agree. Hey, that's facts. Preach, brother. Yeah, that's what's up. What's up, Smart Decisions? Can you believe that my G6 got Oreo update with April 19th security patch last Tuesday? What? I hear you. That's what's up, man. Only thing added was biometrics, battery enhancement, and the bright camera night sight. That's all. No cine video, Cineshop, portrait video. Oh, okay, gotcha. One thing that I've noticed about the 3A and the 3A XL is that on the Pixel 3A, it has the little AR things in the camera where you can set things down in front of you, and it'll walk around in front of you like it's really there when it's not. That feature is not available on the 3A XL. I'm like, it's the same phone, just a bigger phone, but you got certain features in the 3A that's not in the 3A XL. It's kind of weird, kind of strange. Oh no, 49ers fan, I did not blow off on a rant because of what you said. I did not do that. This has been building up in my mind for a couple of days. So, so 49ers fan, that was not towards you. That was not towards you. That was not towards you, man. That's just been in my mind for the past several days. I'm fixing to read your comment, and it is retracted. No, I know you weren't calling it trash. I know you weren't calling it trash. Everybody has their opinions, and I respect their opinions. I just believe that people are getting to the point to where if a phone costs a certain amount of money, don't have this, that, or the other, then it's automatically trash, or it's just no good. And I hate that crap. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, I wasn't. Xperia 1 looks good on paper, like the best phone ever, right? The Xperia 1 does look nice, but that price tag, though, I mean, what is it, $1,000? I think that Sony is just going way too expensive on their phones. What do y'all think? Do y'all think that the Sony phones are just way too expensive for what they offer? I mean, what was it? The Xperia 10 and 10 Pro or 10 Plus was going for, what, $350 and $450 or whatever, and they just really, I didn't like it myself. From the videos that I've seen of it, I'm just like, ugh, I mean, the each their own, I guess. There's people who like different phones and everything, and that's cool. But to me, Xperia phones, they're just way too expensive. Yeah, I was fired up tonight, LOL. I like iOS because of its accessibility. However, from now on, if I can't get a good deal, I probably will always buy an older iPhone one. Yeah, there you go. I mean, even the iPhone 6S is still a great phone. And that phone's how old now? 4.5 years old. So that phone still works great. I don't care what anybody says. I agree so much. My brother has an iPhone 10s Max and thinks anything less is not that good. Exactly. If you're using that kind of phone, then anything less is going to seem like trash. Going to seem like garbage. Whenever that's why I don't want to get. That's why I don't want to get into the whole flagship thing, because I know what it's like. I know how it's like. I know how it's like to have this phone right here. It runs very good, very fast, very fluid, no lag, no issues. And then you buy a phone from Walmart for like 30-40 bucks, you see a huge difference. But of course, there is a huge difference in processors and RAM and all that kind of stuff. A lot of times, when it comes to these good mid-rangers, the flagships, there's not that much difference. I mean, you take the Redmi Note 7 here, 200 bucks, okay? It's a budget priced phone with flagship features. The camera, near flagship. I don't care what anybody says. This camera is banging. This camera is wild. The display, full 1080. No, it's not 4K. No, it's not all this AMOLED stuff. But the phone is amazing, and this phone would hang with a flagship phone in a lot of ways. Not always, but in a lot of ways. And it's 200 bucks. This 3A XL is half the price of a flagship, or so-called flagship. But it performs as good in a lot of ways. Now, whenever I say a lot of ways, I don't mean every way. There is stuff that's cut out, and there is stuff that, there is stuff added to flagship phones. Most of it's stuff that nobody really needs, but it's there. I agree with you, bro. My Samsung Galaxy A6 is good on the 259 for Metro. There you go. Another point. What's up, Rob Dillard? Oh, you purchased on AliExpress. Okay. Does it work here in the U.S.? Do you get U.S. bands, LTE bands? Talking about the Pixel 3a XL, I took pictures with it and the Meet 8 and with Gcam, and I'm still can't believe that the Meet 8 beat the crap out of the Pixel. Man, wow! And it's even cheaper than the Pixel 3a XL. Xiaomi takes some very, very, very good pictures. Very good pictures. The pictures on Instagram that I put on there, was in the same exact spot that I took with the 3A and 3A XL and the Redmi Note 7. One in regular mode, one in night shot on the Pixel, and then one in night mode and one regular on the Redmi. And yeah, if you had to choose between the Pixel 3a or G7, I would go all for the Pixel, honestly. Y'all know I'm not a Moto fan, so Patrick says thumbs up. I'm finally reaching it. What's up, TSB? How you doing? Okay, well, I was gonna say I have had a cheap phone. I loved it, but I got a job and I'm young. Got T-Mobile account. Like, I'm gonna try. Hey, nothing wrong with that, dude. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing in the world wrong with that. Like I said, if you got postpaid, and you go and you can afford the bill plus the phone bill or the payment plan for the phone, why not? Why not? How good is the Xiaomi Redmi Note 7? Is it worth it? 100%. 100% worth it. Back. Alright, cool. To me, it's weird that Sony makes professional cameras and don't make the best cameras on phones. I know. I've noticed that. That shows that the software is everything on a phone camera, yes. How can someone join CV Tech? You're here in the chat. You skipped over my question. If I buy Moto E5 Plus, Total unlock. Will it work on total wireless? I'm sorry, I didn't see your question. Um, Moto E5 Plus from where, Patrick? Yeah, all LTE. Yeah, I've noticed that my questions have really slowed down, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm sure I done pissed some people off, but you know what? If it did, oh well. You know, I'm just giving my opinion like everybody else gives their opinion. I mean, I find it amazing that everybody in the world can give their opinion and it's fine, and I give my opinion and it's like I get blasted. All LTE. That's awesome. Yeah, you would think Sony would put great cameras in their phones. I mean, honestly, it's like this. You got a little itty teeny tiny itty bitty camera sensor in a phone. And then you got a DSLR over here with a big lens. There's going to be a lot big of a difference. There's really, you can't make a phone camera, but just so good. But I see where you're coming from. You got to be careful with dropping that pixel because the screen glass is very cheap. Yeah, Dragon Trail glass. I'm not feeling Dragon Trail glass. I have a different case coming. It's taking forever and a decade to get here, but I have another case coming. I hope it's better than. I hope it's better. I hope it's a good case. Because yeah, I don't know why in the world Google went with Dragon Trail glass. Makes no sense to me. Um, Amazon Unlock, will it work from Total Wireless? If it supports CDMA bands, then yes, it'll work. I can't say, I'm not gonna sit here and say it will work or it won't work. If you're on Amazon and it says unlocked, look and see if it says LTE or GSM or CDMA slash GSM. If it says GSM, you're taking a risk. You're taking a risk. If it says CDMA GSM, you're sometimes, according to the seller, you still may be taking a risk because it may say CDMA and not really be CDMA. But if it's from Amazon and it says unlocked, I would definitely double check and make sure that it does work on Verizon. So I can't sit here and tell you if it will or if it won't. But if it does won't work on Verizon, then it will work on Total Wireless. I love the Samsung R4. I've never heard of the Samsung R4. OnePlus has all bands, missing one band on AT&T and a couple on T-Mobile, but it has the new, more important ones on T-Mobile, like Band 66. You know, I've never been to an area where I've seen Band 66 or Band 71. Never been to an area yet. Which phone would you get, the Samsung R4 or the LG G30? I have no idea what you're talking about because some of these phones I've never heard of. The Redmi has Gorilla Glass, and the Pixel has Dragon Crap. I know. I don't understand it. I mean, I don't know why in the world they didn't spend a nickel more and go with Gorilla Glass. I mean, seriously. I mean, you're gonna go with Dragon Trail. That's really never been that good of a screen, a glass screen, and your Google. Why not? But yet, Gorilla Glass here on the Xiaomi. I don't know. Yeah, there's an LG V30. The V30 is a sweet phone. Front camera not so much, but the phone overall is great from what I hear. Um, yeah, you're welcome, Patrick. Um, you have a good night too. Should we come up, Racer? I hate to see how many dislikes I have right now. I'm sure I got some dislikes. I'm sure I got more dislikes. Got 11 likes, 29 watching. So I know this would be a no super chat night with that rant, but it's all good. It's whatever. But yeah, I have never heard of an R4. So maybe it's. Are you overseas or are you in the States? I never heard of an R4. You have to go back and just watch it in replay. This replay, man, yeah, it'll take a while for it to process whatever, but yeah, you can check out the replay. So, chat's quiet. 30 watching right now, and the chat's very, very quiet. So, anybody got anything else they want to throw in tonight? I knew this would. I knew in a way this would not be a very popular live stream because I was going to kind of give my thoughts on the stuff that I threw out there. Regardless, because it's been on my. I was going to do a video on it, saying the same exact thing, but since I'm on live, why not do it here? All right, Patrick Flanagan Sr. Yeah, check that out, man. I mean, you must be hearing about phones I'd never heard of before. Yeah, hopefully, I got a feeling that they will. I got a feeling they're going to work out something. I mean, because honestly, China can really screw the U.S. here, okay? Because guess where iPhones are made? China. iPhones are made in China. So so China can say, okay, you want to act that way? No more Apple phones here in China. And by the way, you can no longer use our manufacturer plants here in China. They can do it. It could be a whole lot worse if they wanted it to be. One thing I like about you is that you're honest and direct. I try my best. And now, everybody, just because I'm honest, that's my honesty. That is what I believe, okay? Everybody's belief system is different. Everybody believes differently, they think differently. I just personally gave my personal opinion, and everybody else gives their opinion. They're direct on what they say, and they usually get praised and everything for it. But a lot of times my opinion is different and goes against the grain and goes against what everybody else believes. And and that's just because of my thinking process is different a lot of times. And shout out to Chris Wright there with that dollar donation. Thank you, Chris Wright. Appreciate that so much, man. It helps a lot. I appreciate it. Thank you. But my thoughts, is different than a lot of people's is. There's only a few YouTubers that I know that's going to sit there and agree with what I said because they're kind of all band together, especially the bigger YouTubers. They're band together and they all have the same thoughts about the same everything. Me, I'm different. Okay, I'm a smaller YouTuber. My whole channel has been based on budget to mid-range devices. It's never really been based on flagship devices, even though I've had a few on the channel. Some older flagships, some new flagships. The Galaxy S9 being the primary new flagship that I've tested. And even when the lights go out, you see the back seats back there. They're a little bit discolored, but hey, you can still see them. But it's just my perspective on things is different than a lot of other people's is. And it's not liked. And it's not always popular. That's fine, you know? But if people can voice their opinion, then dadgummit, I'm going to voice my opinion. And if people don't like it, they can, they can get over it, or they can just stop watching or unsubscribe or whatever. But it's just an opinion. Everybody's got one. You know what I'm saying? So to some, my opinion might be screwed up and messed up and completely false. That's fine. That's cool. That's your prerogative to believe what you want to believe. You know. Maybe put a tempered glass screen protector. You were good. I wish the Pixel 3a supported an SD card. Yes, I know. I do too. I do too. But it sounds like a great phone. Does it support FM radio? I haven't checked. That's surprising. I haven't checked, and I can't check it because I'm actually streaming from it right now. So I can't check. iPhone also uses Sony camera lenses. I heard. I didn't know that. China could really drop the hammer on iPhone and Samsung and make things hard over here. They could. They could. And dadgummit, I think that they, well, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. But they could. They could make it difficult. And I would probably laugh if they did, be honest. How was the Pixel deal? Were you surprised they hit you? Yeah, I was surprised. Uh um Mr. As I told you day one, how come they sent it to everyone? Yeah, I was surprised and I'm thankful for it. Shout out to Team Pixel, you know. Vincent D says your opinion on what you spoke about now is truth. Yeah, that's what I believe it is. What's up, Tech Twan B? How are you doing this late night? I'm doing all right, Tech Twan B. How you doing? What would you say are the top three phones so far in 2019? See, that's very subjective because everybody's going to have their own opinions of phones. The phones that I've used in 2019 that I really like using is three. The Pixel 3 AXL has been a great phone. The Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 has been a great phone. The Umidigi F1 has been a great phone. That's the three phones that I carry around the majority of the time, to be honest with you. Um, Now there is some other phones that I use. I mean, my iPhones. Use my iPhone SE. iPhone SE primarily is what I use to make videos, and the 6S and stuff like that. I don't carry iPhone very much, but I do every once in a while. What's up, Wade County? It's cool. What? Well, the thing about Oppo is they get good components and don't know how to use them. Also, the Vivo has a chance to take over. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I mean, everybody's being ooh ah over the OnePlus 7 Pro with its pop up camera and all this stuff. But the Vivo Next S had it way before they did. And from what I hear, it was a very, very good phone. But you hear nothing about the Vivo Next S, and because OnePlus done it, now you're hearing all about it. So yeah, kind of like like the foldable phones with Samsung. It was like, oh my goodness, Samsung foldable phone, awesome. While ZT had it on lock 2 years ago, it was just a flop because they never marketed it right, and because it was ZTE, of course, nobody trusted it. Why are you not a Motorola fan? If there's just certain phones you don't like, even though they're good phones, and you know that they're good, like Moto phones are great phones. The G7, I've heard nothing but good things about the G7. Great thing about the G7. But would I buy one? Probably not. And it's just because I don't know what it is about Motorola. I've tried using a lot of Motorola phones, and I just don't like using them. I don't know why. I really don't know why. If I could tell you why, I would tell you why. But honestly, I don't know. I have no idea. After playing with both phones, is the Pixel 3a twice the phone of the Redmi Note 7, or do you think they're very close in comparison? Very close in comparison. I'm actually going to do a speed comparison between the Pixel 3a XL against the Redmi, against the Umidigi F1, against the Essential phone. And the Essential phone is still an awesome phone 2019, regardless of what anybody says. Essential phone is a great phone, but it's got a slightly smaller processor with an 835. So it's going to be kind of, it should be right on par with a 670. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't have any of these new flagship phones, the 855, 840. I don't think that it's fair for anybody to put the Pixel 3a or 3a XL up against an S10 or up against the OnePlus or any of those phones. It's not a fair comparison, okay? The phone's double the money, you know, compared to the Pixel. So I mean, it would be kind of crazy to put up this phone against $1,000 phone You know, I'm seeing other reviewers doing it, taking iPhone 10s Maxes and testing the cameras out against the Pixel 3a, which is a mid-range device. Now, you know, you've heard it said, you know, that the Pixel 3a and AXL is a good budget phone. This is not a freaking budget phone, okay? It's Google's budget alternative to the 3 and 3XL. It's their budget option, but price wise and the processing department, it's a good mid ranger. Um, but you can't compare a flagship with this phone. You just can't do it. But the 670 is a really good processor. I've experienced no lag. This thing is blazing fast. I've had no issue with this phone. It's been awesome. But you can't compare it with the flagship with an 855 processor and 3 times the RAM. You just can't do it. That it makes no sense. If it didn't beat out the Pixel, then there's something majorly wrong. You know. So I'm gonna compare it with other phones like the Redmi that costs $200, half the price. The Umidigis, half the price. I'm gonna test those out. The Pixel phone with the 835 processor, both running stock Android, both running the same amount of RAM. Those are decent comparisons to see where the phone comes from. So yeah. Andy Logan says, I'm late with a $5 donation. Shout out to Andy Logan for that $4.99 donation. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it so much. What's up, C Butler? What's going on, man? Thank you for joining. I don't think so. Loving the Cool Pad Legacy. Yeah, give us an update on the Cool Pad Legacy, man. What's up, Art Dog? What's going on, man? I don't have much interest in Motorola phones either. I don't know what it is. I was actually going to buy a Moto X4. I know it's an older phone, but I was going to buy a Moto X4 for like $109, brand new. But I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't pull trigger on it. You know, I was like, nah. Top 3 phone manufacturers. I can't answer that really. That's really all subjective, to be honest. What's up, Tyler the Gamer? The 670 is faster than 821, but quicker to the 830. Yeah, exactly. Now, the P60 MediaTek is very close to the 835. Because I've done a little personal test side by side with the Essential and the Umidigi with the P60, and the 835 is very close. But you'll see all that comparisons coming up here. I got about 5 or 6 to do that I haven't done yet. So I'm gonna sit down one day and I'm gonna do them all at one time and get it over with. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Hey, what's up, M. Keller? Yeah, man. People don't realize that ZTE is on the brink of greatness. ZTE makes some really good phones. I haven't seen many lately, and all the phones that are being sold you can't buy in the U.S., which is really unfortunate. The 670 is phenomenal. I ran full office on it and Photoshop, no problem. The 670 has been a surprisingly good processor. I mean, I was really surprised. The Redmi is a 660, and this is a 670, and I can't really tell much of a difference in performance, to be honest with you. This does run, MIUI, so it is a little bit heavier skin. The 670 does run a bit faster and overall than the Redmi Note 7 with the 660, but it's not much. I was thinking getting one of something. The Pixel 3a is then compared with pretty much everything. Cameras winning almost every time. Exactly, they are. The cameras are, God, these cameras are just wicked on this Pixel 3a, 3a XL. It's wicked. It's crazy. But like I may mention earlier, you know, about the cameras. I know this is a thing that ain't important, but something I thought I'd mention. You know, like I mentioned earlier, the 3A has the AR stickers and the AR things that walk around in front of you. You can set things in front of you, take pictures and videos. That's a small thing, but it's found on the 3A, but not on the 3A XL. It's weird. I don't understand it. I had the Moto E5 Super on Cricket. It was a good phone, but when I compared it to my work AT&T phone, it got different signal. Moto would show 2 bars, and AT&T would show 4. Huh. Yeah, you never know, man. I don't know what they're doing. Does the Pixel? I guess you mean the Pixel. Does it get hot when you push it? I've really not pushed it very hard yet. I've not done any gaming on the phone, and I've not really pushed it very hard. So far it ain't got hot at all. But I guess we'll find that out whenever I start to push it. Okay, I'm going to try to do it on Saturday night to give y'all updates. All right, cool. Cool take, Twan B. Xiaomi Redmi Note 7 versus Unity F1. Difficult choice. Very difficult choice. I would probably choose the Redmi Note 7 just because I like it better. But Xiaomi is more of a well-known name, better products in my personal opinion, and better support than Umidigi. Umidigi don't hit you back for nothing. I've sent Umidigi messages over and over again about certain things, and they just ignore you. But from what I hear about Xiaomi, they are really good about responding and customer service. One thing that I like about the Umidigi better than the Xiaomi is Wi-Fi calling. The Umidigi has Wi-Fi calling. If I'm at home with no service on T-Mobile, then I can throw it on Wi-Fi calling and I'm good. The Xiaomi don't have that feature, which sucks. But yeah, it's very yeah. Sometimes smaller process with your better. Yeah, the battery 3700 milliamp here on the Google, 4000, I think 4000 here on the Redmi Note 7, and 5150 on the Umidigi. And yeah, I'm not even going to say anything about that. They are saying that PS5 was going to play PS1 through 5 games. Something like PlayStation is trying to, they can't keep up with Xbox, Nintendo, LOL. Yeah. Now, I heard there's going to be some issues with, I heard it was bad news for backwards compatibility for PS5 fans. I don't know. I've heard two different things. The only ZTE phone I didn't like was the Blade X Max. It wasn't good for heavy users. Yeah, I heard that a lot about the X Max as well. Moto G7 Viper is better. Moto E7 Viper. Are you making phones up, or are these phones that we're just not hearing about? I don't know. ZT Axon 10 looks like it's going to be great. Not sure. Yeah, I've seen the Axon 10. It looks amazing, but I doubt it'll be here in the States. The ZT Axon N probably my best phone. I like it more than my iPhone 10R. Wow. I was going to buy an Axon M a while back, but I just never did buy one. There's rumors of Oppo bringing the Realme 3 Pro to the US. It's like the Redmi Note 7, but with a Snapdragon 710, and for $200. It's coming to the UK next week. Wow. Yeah, I've seen some of them Realme phones. They look nice. They look really nice. Boost Mobile has a new phone. It's called the Weco Ride. I'm going to try to find that phone. I'm going to try to find it. Yeah, I've never heard of Weco. I looked it up online, and it's some kind of French subsidiary to another company. I'm not really sure nothing about it, to be honest. I don't care what you all think. I'm in love with the Cricket G7 Super best phone. Hey, that's what's up. That's awesome. I've heard really good things about the G7s, all the G7s. So, I mean, hey, you like the G7? Thumbs up to you. I mean, I heard it's a great phone. My X Max wasn't good. It lagged too much. Yeah, I heard that about the X Max a lot. You think that Boost Mobile can survive if T-Mobile sells them? Well, I mean, I just hope that they get bought out by somebody good. I don't know what's going to happen with that yet. The PS4 is struggling with hardware. I don't blame you. I don't doubt it. Watching from the Axon M. Dual screen is cool in this phone. Sweet. Yeah, that Exxon M looks like a really nice phone. I'm really interested in the Realme X. Now, I haven't really looked at a lot of the Realme phones, but I have seen a few of them, and they do look pretty awesome. Huawei CEO says he's not worried about the Google cutoff. Says he's 5 years ahead of everybody. I don't doubt it. Like I made mention earlier, about Huawei, is Huawei could really screw the U.S. here. They can. I mean, because look where Apple phones are made. They're made in China, okay? They're made and assembled in China. Yeah, they're designed in California, but they are made in China. What if China said, okay, we won't make your phones anymore. We won't assemble your phones anymore. We won't sell your phones here anymore. And this is places with billions of people living. Okay, that's gonna slam Apple. Okay, and like I made mention, I think a lot of this whole Huawei ban stuff is because Huawei knocked out Apple for the number 2 spot and was nipping at Samsung's heels. And if Huawei would have been allowed to sell from AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, Huawei right now would be number 1. They would have done snapped away Samsung and been number 1. But then they took away their right to carry, had their phones carried on other carriers. You had to order their phones through, different, like, AliExpress, Banggood, all these, or Amazon or eBay or whatever to get their phones. And they still managed to hang on to number 2. So that Apple was set back and said, okay, now we know that they're getting way too big here in the U.S. We don't want them here. Let's do blah 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 and this and that, and then all this spine crap, and then now they're banned. I believe that Apple had a big part, had a part in it. I believe that Samsung had a part in it. Because they're getting huge, and Huawei can make it really hard for the U.S. It could. I'm gonna laugh if they do. Anyway, I think I told you I got a Google Pixel 3 XL from Google. Love the phone, but if I run a heavy app, it gets really hot. Mine don't get hot with any kind of apps that I run on my phone. Not on the 3A XL. No, the Pixel 3A and AXL is not a budget phone, okay? It's getting to the point to where phones that are under 500 are called budget now. That's a bunch of baloney bullcrap. I don't care what anybody says. This is a good mid-ranger with good mid-range specs. Budget phones are not $479. I don't care. I mean, seriously, who can go out here and just lay down $500 for a 3A XL? Just, if it was budget, you could. Yeah, it's not a budget phone. This phone here, the Redmi Note 7, has got some flagship features for a budget price. It's a budget phone because the price is like $200. This is what I consider a budget phone, but that's just because of the price. Some of its internals are mid-range. The cameras are flagship status, but it's at a budget price. So just take it how you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? How is the PS4 struggling to sold almost 100 million systems? I don't know. That's what this to say. I have no idea. I don't own a PS4. I don't own nothing like that for PlayStation anymore. I got rid of it. They said the G7 Play might be the budget king. I don't know. I talked with Metro rep the other day, and she is a manager at my store. She said that she doesn't think that T-Mobile is going to sell them. She said they do run off T-Mobile, but apparently do their own thing. Oh, okay. The phone is GSM only. Yeah, if it's GSM only, it probably won't work on it won't work on TotalWireless. TotalWireless is a GSM network, it's a CDMA network off of Verizon. I wonder how the Pixel 3A compares to the Galaxy S9. You can't really compare it. Okay, you got a A45 processor. running newer versions of this, that, and the other. You can't really compare it to a phone that costs. I mean, yeah, I'm sure you can find used S9s on Swap and play like $400, $300, $400. But if you want to get a brand new Galaxy S9 unlocked that works on CDMA and GSM carriers, you're going to pay a few $100s more than you will for the Pixel or other phones. Still. So I know that everybody makes it like, oh, you can buy a Galaxy S9 now for $300, $350. Yeah, if you buy one used off of one of these sites that you're not even sure about if it's going to last a year or 6 months. If you buy a brand spanking new one that's CDMA, GSM, unlocked, you're going to pay money for it. And you can't really compare it. I said before the Pixel 3 XL was the best phone on the market if I only had a headphone jack. I mean, even Google admitted that their sales were really low on the Pixel 3 and 3 XL. That's because of the price, in my opinion. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care for iPhones, but Huawei uses a lot of American technology. They do. Just check RJ, and you have 0 dislikes, my man. Awesome, awesome. Shane, Specialized Paranormal. Hey, it's Shane. It's been a while, man. How's it going? There we go. So happy I got rid of my Cricket Stylo 4. I've heard that so many times. The Stylo 4 was a terrible, beyond terrible phone. Oh my goodness, the Stylo 4 was an awful phone. I hated it. I had it on Boost Mobile. I didn't like it. I used one for Metro. I didn't like it. I used one from Straight Talk. I didn't like it. And most people that owns the phone don't like it. There is a small percentage of people that love it. And that's it. There goes again. It's anybody's preference in phones. Some love it, some hate it. I didn't like it. And most people don't like it. In love with the G7 Super for like $1,000 phone. The G7 Super is a good phone from what I hear. My opinions on LG. LG ain't doing a whole lot. I mean, really the only phone that's kind of in the limelight right now a little bit is the G8. The V50, I have heard nothing about the V50. The G8's the only phone that I'm hearing about. I've not even seen any new budget LG phones come out for prepaid carriers. I've not seen any any mid-range LGs come out. I'm not sure what LG's doing. But maybe they're trying to overhaul their stuff because their phones was super boring. Y'all know their budget mid-range phones were super boring and they had the same ugly skin and they wasn't really doing a whole lot. The G8 was like a sweet phone, and yeah. Thank you, Tech Twan B. I had the LG G7 ThinQ, very good phone. I heard it was. I'm trying to get the OnePlus 7 Pro. Everybody's trying to get the OnePlus 7 Pro. I don't see the hype in it personally. I mean, I know people that they're loving their OnePlus 7 Pros. But I just can't see spending the money for one. I mean, if I wanted to buy one, I would, because I can. But I don't want to, because, I look at the phone, it's just a lot of money. I mean, I could buy 2 or 3 phones that I really would like to have compared to one. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, buying a phone that expensive is a stretch for me, but it can be done. But I mean, the curved screen. I've used a Galaxy S9, and I don't like curved screens because I'm always, when you pick it up, you're always pressing things. But other things as well. Anyway. Would you consider the Moto E5 a budget phone? Yeah, I consider the Moto E5 a budget phone because of the price point. The Moto E5, is not a very powerful phone. It don't have a ton of RAM. It don't have, I mean, it's got less RAM. It's got less storage. It's got a smaller processor. So yeah, I would consider that more of a budget phone. Yeah, I would. The Pixel is not a budget phone. I don't care what anybody says. Would you recommend the iPhone 7 with Verizon? Hey, iPhone 7 is a good phone. I mean, that's up to you what you want to pay for. Um, I had iPhone 7. I liked it. But, you know, yeah. I believe that T-Mobile may let Metro PCS go. They are so strong, I feel they could run on their own as their own company or possibly get bought by Verizon or so. I don't think that Metro is going anywhere. I believe that T-Mobile is going to save any company or any MVNO. It's going to be Metro by T-Mobile. I don't think it's going to be Boost Mobile, Virgin Mobile, any of those. I believe that they'll sell them off before they'll ever think about selling off Metro. Because, I mean, honestly, Metro does not run their own company. Metro runs off of T-Mobile towers. I mean, I could just see them trying. I guess I could just see Metro trying from scratch, developing towers, developing this, developing that, without piggybacking, having their own network. Just won't ever. I don't think it'll ever happen. Same way with Boost Mobile and Virgin Mobile. If Boost Mobile got dropped today from, they wouldn't make it on their own if they had no carrier to piggyback off of. The Tyler the Gamer says the new hardware is struggling on the PS4. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, okay. You can't even call the Moto G7 power budget because the carrier like Metro is fronting the cost. Budget is phones with Snapdragon 200 and 400 series. I disagree. I disagree. Y'all may not. Y'all call it what you want to call it. I disagree. I think that if a phone costs $250 or less, it's considered a budget phone. That in between price from 250 to 300, that's kind of an in between gray area. That's just my opinion. Yeah, I had to get rid of my Stylo 4 too. LOL. I don't blame you. Metro was T-Mobile's golden goose. I can't see T-Mobile. Nah, T-Mobile won't let them go. If they ain't got to, they won't. Yes, it is. I do not like my Stylo 4, and I don't use it at all. Yes. All right, Patrick Flanagan, thank you for joining in. You have a great night, and we'll see you next time. Ryan Lynn says, Tech Twan, trade it in to Visible for the ZTE R2. Hey, here you go. Have you heard of Motorola Razr coming back? Yeah, I remember, $1,500. $1,500 for a foldable phone, Razr. I don't know about that. Andy Logan with a $1.99 donation. Thank you, Andy Logan. I appreciate that tons. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for that. I was thinking about getting the Stylo 4 at the beginning of this year, but I said, nah, I spent the same amount on the E5 Plus and I'll get better specs. Yes. Justin Wilson says, I got my OnePlus 7 Pro. Awesome. How you liking it? I had the E5 Plus and way better than the Stylo 4. I mean, the E5 Plus would smoke and stomp the Stylo 4. I was never a OnePlus fan, no. I mean, now I did want the Star Wars version of the OnePlus 5T. I did want that phone. If I was going to buy a OnePlus phone, that would be the phone I would get, would be the Star Wars version of the OnePlus 5T. Because it's a Star Wars version, and I liked the way it looked. It was awesome looking. But I was never like gotta have a OnePlus phone, no. That Mags Warren, awesome. Hey, what's going on? Hope I got your name right, or at least close. Heck yeah, let us know how that ZTE is and how Visible is. That sounds very tempting to me. I mean, I never wanted to try Visible, but now that you can send in any old smartphone, as long as it powers on, get a free ZTE R2, and you pay for your service. I mean, that sounds like a really sweet deal, Wow, it's 2 a.m. and I got more people watching now than when I did an hour and a half ago. I've almost doubled the view count here, and the later it gets. Thank y'all all for joining in. All the super chats. Thank y'all so much. All the watching and the likes. Thank y'all so much. And thank y'all, the y'all that are still here, even after my rant earlier. Because, like I may mention, everybody else can give off their opinions and their rants, and they can sit there and spew off whatever they want to. But when YouTubers do it, they seem to get frowned upon, and they seem to get, called out and blasted whenever YouTubers give their opinion, because we don't have opinions, or not supposed to anyway, So anyway, have you heard of Motorola Razr coming back? Yeah, I remember I heard of it. I haven't heard much about it, but I have heard of it coming out. But the price of it's what's I gonna be selling it for? Man, it's super hot. It's still 82 degrees. Our normal high temperature for the daytime is only 78 degrees, and we're sitting here at 2 a.m. and it's 82 degrees. It's just been miserable so far this year. Yeah, I had a lava red or a fire red Razr. I loved it. Oh my god, I love that phone. Metro is owned by T-Mobile, not going anywhere. It has been all but stated that Boost is getting sold. Yeah, if any carrier is going to get sold off, it's going to be Boost Mobile and Virgin Mobile. Definitely, they're going to be gone. Personally, I'm loving the phone, but I can't speak for everyone. The old lady ported from Cricket to Spectrum Mobile. She gets better speeds than my straight talk Verizon. Now, my straight talk Verizon, I can, depending on where I'm at, I can pull between 60 to 80 download. I didn't run a speed test before I went live, but I know that normally I can get, 60 to 80, sometimes even 90, depending on where I'm at on Total Wireless. But now when I'm at home, and I do currently have a Verizon MiFi hotspot that I'm using at the moment, and it can be sitting in the same spot as my Total Wireless phone. I run a speed test on Total Wireless, I get 10, 11, maybe 12 megabits down, and between 1 and 2 megabits up. Very bad upload speeds. The Verizon MiFi device will get 35 to 45 down, and between 4 and 5 upload. So there's a big difference there. Just beginning to get sore now, talking too much. How is the Pixel? I really wanted that one. Yes, my friend has a Stylo 3 or 4. When he charges it, sometimes it'll be plugged up and still drain. LOL. Yeah, I've noticed that. The Pixel is a great phone. I mean, yes, it don't have water resistance. Yes, it does not have wireless charging. Yes, it's got bezels on the top and the bottom. Yes, it's got a polycarbonate body. But performance is phenomenal on the phone. No issues. Vincent D with a donation of $2 says, "Love your streams." Hey, thank you for that, Vincent D. Appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Shout out to you, man. I own Cricket Moto E5 Supra and the G7 Supra Motorola. Yeah, the biggest thing with the Moto E5 Supra and the G7 Supra was the processor. Going from the 450 to the 632. Major difference there. Don't forget, Visible has that $200 online card they give you via email too. That's a sweet deal, y'all. Y'all should check that out. The Stylo 4 Plus couldn't even send it to the E5. Nah, all the Stylo 4 Plus was it added every feature that was on each prepaid carrier. That's all they done. That's all they done. They just added every feature that was available from, the features that was left out on Boost version, they added it on the Plus. The features that was left out on the Metro version, they put it on the Plus. The Cricket version, they put it on the Plus. It just made one phone that ought to been the Stylo 4, period, on every carrier. The E5 Plus was a lot better than the Stylo 4, even the Plus. not what Cast as Night Owls. Yes, this is the Night Owls late night streams. Vincent D says sometimes you just need to rant and vent. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Oh, RJ, I saw your Instagram post with that mount. I bet it was a pain. I haven't got it off the windshield yet. I did get it off my dash. That glue was stuck to my dash. I took some hand sanitizer, believe it or not, just some hand sanitizer. I squirted it on it, and I took a paper towel, and it came right off. It was stuck like glue. It was stuck on there really good, but that alcohol, that hand stuff, took it right off of there. But now the windshield is where it's going to be a biggest pain to get it off the windshield. Cause today, last time I got out of the car, I said when it gets hot again, that glue's going to liquefy. It's going to drain onto the dash. So I took a paper towel and put it and got it pretty thick and put it on the dash. And tonight when I got in the car, there's just strings down to the paper towel where that glue was just strung down. So yeah, it's gonna be a pain to get off. I'm not sure how to get it off. Oh, okay, Shay Kennedy, you're still here, just listening and lurking. That's cool. If you're a OnePlus fan, take Twan B and like big phone. This one's for you. You missed the rant. Yeah, it was earlier on in here. Oh, Vincent D, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear about the 58 degrees up there. You want to trade? You want to trade? I'll trade. I'm telling you, it's 82 degrees and it feels about like 9. And the humidity in the dew point is, oh my God. But thanks to that Bermuda high out there in the Atlantic that's stolen that moisture up the southeast coast and southeastern states is usually not here right now. Normally that don't get here to sometime in June, and for the past few weeks it's been miserable. It's got to 119 in Columbus I had before. Wow, I've never seen it that hot here. It really hardly ever gets over 100 degrees here because the air is so thick with that humidity and the dew points being so high. It rarely ever gets over 100 because the moist, humid air won't allow it to get that hot. But we've had temperatures like around 95 degrees, 98 degrees. But with the humidity and the dew points thrown in, the heat index has been around 115 before because of the dew points being so high. Do you still use NetBuddy for your internet, or do you use something else? I still use it for internet. It ain't nowhere near as good as it was, but that's because AT&T's fault. AT&T's to blame for that. Vincent D says hashtag another one. Thank you, Vincent D, for that donation, man. $2, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you for that. Appreciate it, bro. Justin Wilson says I traded my S10 Plus for my OnePlus 7 Pro. There you go. Trade up a Samsung for the OnePlus. I don't blame you. You think Stylo 5 will be a great... I hope so. I haven't heard nothing about it. I know there's been a lot of videos about the Stylo 5. I've heard nothing about it. I mean, I've been reading about it. I've not heard nothing about the Stylo 5. So I'm not sure when it's coming out. I have no idea. I'm curious to see Stylo 5. They need to come back from the 4 for sure. Yes, they need a big, major comeback from the ultimate failure they call it Stylo 4. I'm curious. Just ran a speed test on my iPhone XR on Straight Talk. 31.7 down and 6 up. That's not bad. That's really not that bad. My last iPhone that I had was the 6S Plus. I had a 6S Plus, had it one day and sold it. I knew somebody that wanted to buy it. When I bought it, I knew that they were looking for a new iPhone, and I told them I had it. They're like, hey, I want it, and boom, I just said, here you go. I only had it like a couple of days, and it was gone. So, it was even better than the one on Metro PCS. The Stylo 4 seemed like it had a bigger processor. The Moto E5. Well, honestly, the processor was the same. The Straight Talk had the 450, I want to say. The Metro had the 450. I mean, the Cricket had the 450. The Boost Mobile version had the MediaTek. So they basically had all the same processor in the majority of the Solo 4s, except for Boost Mobile. They had a MediaTek 6750 in it. But the only one that had the extra gigabyte of RAM was the Cricket version and the Plus version. So I don't know. My Metro is right at 70 download and 40 upload. Dang, that's what's up, man. For me, I think phones with in-display fingerprint scanners are inferior to physical ones. I agree. I want a sensor that works 100% of the time. Anything less would drive me crazy. I just think that an in-screen fingerprint scanner is just something that's going to cause problems down the road. Just like pop-up cameras. You know, it's got to be powered by it's got to have some kind of little motorized power motor in there. And all it takes is for it to go out. And there's no tellings what that would cost to fix. That little camera motor in that OnePlus. I mean, my goodness, I hate to know what it would cost to fix that thing. I've seen other people with a Pixel and the camera doesn't look that bad. Yeah, camera looks good. You think that OnePlus 5T Star Wars is still a good phone and has a good camera? I may get it. Haha. I don't know if it does or not. I just like it because it's a Star Wars edition. Vincent D with another $2 donation. Thank you, Vincent D. Appreciate that, bro. Helps out a lot. I'm telling you, it really helps out a whole lot right now. B Tech Reviews. What's going on, man? How's it going over? How's it going over there, man? Is the LG Aristo 3 a bad phone? I don't think it's a bad phone. No. It's just it's just a decent little budget phone. It's not going to have any kind of like really exciting features, no blazing fast performance, but for a good phone to use, for social media stuff, camera's going to be good or going to be decent. So yeah, I think the Aristo 3 would be a pretty good phone. Late night streams. How's the Pixel 3a? Well, I got a 3a XL, but yeah, man, this thing's been amazing since I've had it. I've had no issues whatsoever. It's been a great phone. I've been using it ever since I got it out of the box. SIM card's been in here, been used, and yeah, it's been a great experience. If Total Wireless had unlimited and hotspot, I would go with them over Metro. I would too. Because T-Mobile, their coverage, they're 99% of Americans covered. More like 50% of Americans covered is about more accurate. Yeah, I would go with Total Wireless too, because it's Verizon. You can get a lot better coverage. Yeah, I love Star Wars, man. Yeah, I do too. I see where I was at. Where was that at? Thing must have glitched or something. Had the Aristo 1 and 2 and they were okay. I said the 3 will be okay. The camera is alright too. Yeah. My friend always had his way with Metro. Chris Rice says, thank you for live streaming. Glad to join in and enjoy hearing your opinions. I think they said we will be breaking weather records over the next few days. I wonder about June and July. Oh my God, I know. This is any indication of June and July, especially in the August. Nah, you can have it. Anybody that wants this summer, then they can have it. Replacing a screen with an in-screen display fingerprint scanner is going to be more expensive too. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Hot in Texas, missing the nicer weather. Yeah, see, everybody wants hot weather until it gets here. That's why I love. That's why I get so tired of people that I hear saying, I just can't stand this winter. I just ready for the summer to get here. I'm ready. And then whenever the first week of hot weather hits, they're crying and whining that it's so hot. And I'm like, hey, nah, shut your mouth. You were whining and complaining because we had a little bit of temperatures. It's kind of chilly in the wintertime. And you're so ready for summer. But whenever summer does get here, even though we are still a month from actual summer. Summer don't officially start until towards the end of June, and we're at the not even at the end of May, and we're already pushing the mid 90s. I'm like, don't open your mouth. You wanted this weather, so you can't open your mouth. You wanted it. That's why I wish that in the summertime I could move to Australia, because our summer is Australia's winter, and I would love to be able to move there during our summer months and then come back here in our winter months. Let's see. I just did a speed test on Verizon and got 25 down and 10 up, which is not that bad. No, it's not bad at all. ZT Axon M on Metro, 9.69 down, 2.34 up. I've never seen it so low. Wow. Vincent D says, last one I promise, God bless, with a $5 donation. Shout out to Vincent D, man. Hey, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I think we worry too much about things going wrong with a phone when it's new technology. If haven't tried new things, we wouldn't have a great device as these come. Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying about worrying about it. I'm just saying that if it does go out, it's going to be a lot of money to fix it. Yeah, I still have ZTE as well. Vincent D hit up my live stream. Sometimes sure the love. LOL. This is BTech Reviews. Now that you're using the Pixel 3, well, mine's a 3A XL. And actually, you can tell you're in the driver's seat instead of the passenger seat. Well, they finally fixed that a little while back. They finally fixed that problem a little while back. There for a while it was flipped for some reason. But in the past several streams, I used to stream 3, 4, 5 times a week. I stopped that. I just couldn't do that. I mean, I got to drive 10, 12 miles to a good area that I feel comfortable being in at this time of night in this dark environment with the best coverage. Takes a lot of scouting places that you can sit and stream with good coverage, and you're not really that worried about sitting in the dark in a parking lot this time of night. So then you got to sit here now in the summertime and have your car running with your air on, and that's just sucking the gas. So it costs, and and everything. So that's why, and at home I can't get any good internet. My hotspots, my AT&T, it went from having good speeds to poor speeds. So I can only stream certain times, and then it's liable to go out anytime. So, that's how it is. The OnePlus 5T VTech Edition. ATTN Jackson, I hate summer. I hate it too. I don't see one thing about summer that benefits anything. Personally, I don't see nothing about summer that's good. Nothing. Slowly getting closer to 10,000 subs. Hey, that's what's up, man. BTech Reviews up to getting up to closer to 10,000 subs. That's what's up, man. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm not a summer. My speech is beginning to get all jumbled up now. I've been talking way too long, way too much, and when I do that, my throat gets dry, my speech gets jumbled. Yeah, I don't like summer either, Vincent D. Tyler says, I like to whine. Vincent D just supplied RJ's Mellow Yellow for a week, LOL. Yeah. At my house, Verizon doesn't get that congested because I'm in the boonies. I'm 4 miles from the cell tower. Okay. Come to San Francisco, the weather is better than Australia in the summer. Now, I have seen, I look at weather a lot all over the country, and y'all it does seem to keep cool out there. That and up in Washington State, I guess. All right, Ben Rose, you have a great night. Thank you for joining in, and we'll see you next time. I can tell Hugh, without even running a speed test on Sprint, that I'm getting 64 down and 5 up. At this time of night, it never changes only during the day. That's good. Weather, hot weather sucks. Yes, with the donation of $2.99. Thank you, Andy Logan. Thank you for that, man. I agree, man. I don't like hot weather. I think it's terrible, and I don't see the reason for summer. Personally, I wonder if I'm the only person using Sprint in this area. It may be. You never know. All right, B Tech Reviews. You have a great night, man. Thank you for jumping in here for a moment. You have a good night. Vincent T with $2 more. Said, I'm sorry, LOL. Another one. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. I wish it wasn't too hot or too cold. You know, I like temperatures during the day in the 50s, like 55 degrees, like a perfect daytime temperature. I like a low to be around 40 for the low, 50, 55 for the high. To me, that sounds about perfect. You can wear a long sleeve button down. You can wear a t-shirt, a light jacket, and you're good to go. I like summer. I don't like summer. Okay. I wonder if we're gonna have a bad hurricane season. I don't know. No idea. I'm not complaining. I am. Vincent D drops his whole paycheck next. Haha. I've had my Pixel 3 AXL for a week now. 11 so far. Battery is straight. Yeah, I've had really good battery life on the Pixel 3 AXL. I usually can get about a day and a half, and around 7 to 8 hours of screen on time, which is not bad at all. Thank you for that, Ryan Lynn. I appreciate that. I do the best I can. I can hear your AC on. Mine is, at the house is always on. Yeah, ours is the AC at my house has been on for the past 2 months. So, but yeah, right now the AC's on. My gas hand's dropping like a wildfire right now. Um, what is the crappiest phone you used? Oh my goodness. Probably the Corepad Illumina. Um, so far this year, that's probably the worst phone I've used. But I've used so many. I've used so many crappy phones. I can't even begin to even remember them all. But I really want to try the Corepad Legacy. That phone looks like it'd be really sweet. I have my friend saying I can't wait until summer, and after that he says I hate summer now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Pixel 3 AXL is $479. I found me a Google a Moto G6 CDMA unlocked. Cool, good price too. I I had a Moto G6 unlocked. I'm not gonna say the way. I'm not gonna say the way. I always hated Samsung's J line. Their J line wasn't too bad. I remember I had the J7 2015 on Boost Mobile. That was a really good phone. Had a crappy processor. The 615/617 was the worst processor. I mean that processor was horrible. That phone was a really good phone. The J7 Perks, the J7 Crown, the 2018 version, that wasn't a bad phone. It had the same Exynos processor as the A6, the 7880. I want to say it was, and that was a really good phone. I bought the J7 Crown last year. I sold it to a family member who needed a new phone. They had the J7 Sky Pro. No, they had the J3, um, and then I sold them my J7 Crown, and they've been using it for months and without any issue. Theirs has been a great phone. They have had no problem. They've been telling me with that phone. So yeah, if you can get a Moto G6, if you can get a brand new G6 Moto for $100, yeah, I would pay that for it. Not a dime more personally. From the Google store, it came out to $524 total with taxing. With taxes, shipping was free. Came out that much with taxes? Wow. If I come across one, man, I'll trade you it so you can review it and trade back. I'm trying to get back into flipping trading devices like I used to back in the day. Oh, there you go. Is Sprint T-Mobile finally going to merge or what? I don't know. I have no idea. There's always little kinks here and there. They are there or not. They are there or not. I have no idea. No one here has the legacy yet, but I'm looking. Yeah, Tech Twan B has the cool pad legacy. How many phones you bought in your life? Way too many. Way too many. You had the J3 Prime was terrible. This probably isn't a good idea. I thought of finding a used Note 9. If you mean... Ron Lynn. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, if you find a good used Note 9, you might be all right. Andy Logan with $1.99. Thank you, Andy Logan. Appreciate that, man. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I drove a client the other day, and he showed me his BlackBerry Keynote. That physical keyboard was awesome. If you had to pick from the Moto E5 versus Moto G6, if I had to pick between a Moto E5 Plus and a Moto G6, it would be the E5 Plus. The Moto G6 I was not impressed with. Oh, Ron Lynn says he meant in the area where he lives. Okay. I guess I am a what? Just turned off Wi-Fi, ran Sprint test 31 ping 31, 81 down and 5.2 up. That's what's so sad about Sprint. Is Sprint's focusing more on their download speeds, but they've tuned back their upload speed. Ooh, I had a reconnecting there for a second. My Total Wallet had a reconnecting speed there for a minute. But that's the problem with Sprint, was that you used to get 10, 15, 20 upload. Now you can max get 5 to 6 if you're lucky. But you can get 81 down. That's a good speed for Sprint. I've got 100 megabits on Sprint on Boost Mobile before. I've been in areas before where Boost Mobile had 100 megabits download speed. You know, so that's what's up. I like Blackberries. Oh wait, it's the phone company. Never mind. C Butler with a $2 donation. Shout out to C Butler. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate that, man. Shout out to C Butler. That's amazing. As my home internet is quiet at 10 down, even though I get 12.7. After the live stream, I'm going to message you on Instagram. Brian Lynn says to Tech Twan. Blackberry needs to come back. Chris Wright with a $1 donation. Shout out to Chris Wright. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Chris Wright. Thank you. You can tell it's Sprint by the upload speeds. Yes. Sprint's like limited to 5 upload. And that's kind of a bad thing for Sprint to do. I mean, because when I had Boost Mobile, after Sprint done that crap, where they was focusing more on their download speeds, not their upload speeds. You know, whenever I had Boost Mobile, earlier this year, whenever it was, and I had it for 1 month, I was trying to do a live stream. And even with 5 megabits upload, it was constantly reconnecting. And 5 megabits upload on AT&T, T-Mobile, you can stream fine. But on Boost, I couldn't do it. And I could never get more than 5 up. Never could. And that's just what Sprint's doing. They're focusing more on their download, not their upload. And upload is really important. Um, I, and that one BlackBerry that had a big screen and slide out keyboard was sick. It came out like a year ago. Oh yeah, I feel slowing the upload is fine, but I see how it could be bad for some. But it doesn't matter. Yes, some never use the upload. Some never always use the download. If you're watching Netflix or if you're watching you or whatever you're doing, you're using your regular speeds. But if you're a YouTuber, you're trying to live stream or upload something to YouTube, my goodness, it takes forever. You know? Yes, I remember Nextel. I had Boost Mobile back whenever it was by Nextel. I never had actual Nextel, but Boost Mobile was the next best thing to it, and I loved it. I loved it. I honestly like phones before the smartphone days. Personally, I mean, I preferred it back in the flip phone days. Whenever you could just send an MMS picture or text, take a little picture here and there, maybe a little 20-second video. And just before all this smartphone craze came about, I liked it better. Personally, I liked it better. I'm not much of a fan of BlackBerry because of the keys. I'll just have a normal smartphone. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, cool. I'm old. Be 30 next year. Oh me, I missed that chirp. Yeah, that chirp was nice. Where can I buy a good used Moto E5 Plus unlocked diesel total wireless RJ? I don't know. Um, uh, Total Wireless Straight Talk. Did they ever make a Moto E5 Plus? I don't think that they did. Um, you gotta search it. I mean, I don't want to give you any kind of wrong information. I don't know where you can find a good one, where it'll work on Verizon. I really, really don't know. And I don't want to give you any kind of false information. I want to get a Metro line or Simple Mobile or something and test Metro dislocation. Chapel Hill. Oh yeah, in Chapel Hill. Um, well, Chapel Hill is a pretty good size area, so I mean it should be covered pretty good in Chapel Hill. Um, I mean any of them about Metro, T-Mobile, Simple Mobile, they're gonna always be about the same. I mean, the cheapest price is Simple Mobile. You can get a line of Simple Mobile for like $25 for like 3 gigabytes of high speed data and unlimited talking text. We canceled our internet. Cox started raising the bill up. It got to 171. We canceled it. Sucks. Companies. Yes, that's awful. I would love to see Verizon buy Boost Mobile. That would be awesome if Verizon bought Boost Mobile and Boost Mobile started using Verizon towers. Do you know the bump that Boost Mobile would get if that would happen? Oh my goodness, I would love that. Yes, the Nokia chocolate bar phone. Yes, I had one of those and I had the chocolate flip from Verizon. But that was LG though. LG made the chocolate phone. I don't use much of it either since the seventh I'm at 0.6 on mobile and since the 10th I'm at 50 on your home at AT&T. Yes, the old days were better. The old days were a lot better. We had cooler form factors with dumb phones. Exactly, man. There was so many cool phones I had back in the day. These phones now are just looking the same generic old thing, but back in the day, we had some really cool looking phones back in the day. We did. I've heard that too. Just something like Simple Mobile better than Metro. Metro has it, of course we can upgrade and port in for a lot better prices. Simple Mobile can't really do that, but I've heard people like Simple Mobile better than Metro. I don't know. My first phone was a Motorola flip phone from Verizon. My first phone was that big ugly brick from Alltel. It was a big ugly Motorola, about that thick, about that tall. It had a big long antenna about that long on that sucker. And I hated that piece of junk. That was on Alltel. Ryan Lynn got it right there. So my favorite phone was that Sony Ericsson Walkman flip phone. The white and orange or black and orange. I had a black and orange. I still have it somewhere. I have no idea where it's at. I still have it though. The phone is somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. Because I had one. FYE. FYE was selling some kind of off the wall prepaid carrier back a long, many years ago. And they had that phone available in the prepaid for that prepaid. I bought one. And I still have it, but I just don't know where it is. But that phone was sweet. I remember the flip phone. We use them all the time. Yes, I used to love the flip phone. I use my phone a lot more. I mean, I was sending 2,000 to 3,000 messages a month back in that day. Which I had a lot more friends that I knew personally. Back in that day, a lot more people back in that day I knew. And I was sending thousands of texts. When you get those, 4 to 10 people and all this kind of. I mean, it's just kind of little fun stuff, that we done back in the pager days when we had our beepers, pagers, and you would send your little, your little codes that people would throw in, stuff like. I mean, they were just good days back then. Today it's all about, this stuff. I mean, how big a phone can get, how much screen it can get. I mean, you want 8K resolution on a 6.5-inch display, like it really matters. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's getting too ridiculous, in my opinion. I really want to try a BlackBerry device, but only one I can afford is the Key One, and I heard it's kind of crappy. I heard it wasn't that good either. But it's GSM only. What's GSM only? I'm sorry if I don't remember. Yeah, we need to build a time machine and go back. If Verizon bought Boost, heck, absolutely, yeah, I would too. I would too. I love Boost Mobile, I always have. So if Verizon bought Boosts, shoot, and the price was the same for unlimited, heck yeah, man. I just wanted to test the speeds in my area at my house. I have full Sprint signal, so I know all of them get signal. It's a college town. Wanted to test the congestion. Maybe check Best Buy for the Moto E5 Plus. Yeah, you could try. You could check there. You know what, RJ? If they did, it could be called Verizon Boost or Boost by Verizon. LOL. Oh my goodness! I mean, that was so stupid that T-Mobile wanted to change Metro PCS to Metro by. Everybody knows Metro is by T-Mobile, and why they? I mean, Metro PCS just was that's just what everybody knew. I got Metro PCS, and now we gotta sit there and say Metro by T-Mobile. That just sounds stupid in my opinion. I don't know. I had the chocolate flip on Verizon as a kid favorite, but yes, that was a good phone. Yes, I love the next walkie-talkie phones as well. They were great phones. I'm going to jump off of here soon. Also, it's already 20 to 3. I was not expecting to stream about an hour and 10 minutes tonight. Hour and 20 minutes tonight. And I'm at 2 hours right now. I was not expecting to stream this long. But it's a good stream. So thank y'all all. 42 people still joined in. And 29 likes and all the donations. They are really appreciated. Thank y'all so very much. I thank y'all. But it's Friday night going into Saturday morning. So hey, it's all good, right? I love the next tell. I did too. It seems like that when you're getting a new Apple phone, a new Samsung phone, when you get that another one drops. Oh, now I gotta buy that one, and oh now another one. Yeah, it's like one drops, then another one drops, and another one drops, and before you even Before you even use your Samsung or iPhone good and learn it good, there's a new one coming out. You know, I know what you're meaning there, Tyler, the gamer. Walmart is selling the Moto E5 to, yeah, the Moto E5 is not the same as the E5 Plus. I have a Moto E5. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it at all. I have an E5 on Total Wireless right now, and I do not recommend that phone. Even at $84, I don't recommend it. I really don't, Patrick. About to warm up my taco to watch the stream. There you go. What happened to pages? Why they got rid of them? Why have a pager whenever you can do everything from a phone? You know, Metro Magenta would have been hilarious. Yeah. Uh, yes. Had to head to bed now. God bless, brother, and thank you. Hope to see you next. All right, Vincent D. Thank you for joining in, man. Have a great night, man. I'll talk to you later. Jay Santana 319. I mean, how's it going? But yeah, Metro Magenta would have been hilarious. Yes. Um, yeah, the cops and emergency they have pagers. Yeah, but it's like you're talking, taking my money, right? And Samsung and Apple is like, yep, exactly. Moto E4 is better than the E5. Yeah, the Moto E5, in my opinion, was just, ugh, I don't know what it was about that phone. It was just not good. Moto E4 was even the E4 and the E4 Plus was a good phone. I don't know what they done with the E5s. Thank you for the donations, Chris Wright. Thank you for joining the stream. You have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. What's up, take for your needs? What's going on, man? Good, awesome, awesome. Best late night streams. I try my best. You know, it's got a whole lot better than I guess it was earlier. It is nice that you are part of Google's Team Pixel. Hey, I'm just thankful to be part of it. You know, I mean, I have heard of them. I never had one. I'm trying to figure out what it was. Um, don't forget what you're talking about there, Shane. Maybe if you can refresh my memory. They have Anderson Cooper interviewing Howard Stern on in the hotel lobby. Terrence Brown says, "How do you like Moto G6 Play?" It's not bad for, just a phone to get by, but honestly, I mean, if you can afford, if that's what you can afford to buy on a phone, by all means. I mean, it's going to get you, it's going to work. It's got a good display, have decent cameras. Has the fingerprint scanner, I do believe. Got a decent build to it. It's going to work. You know, it ain't very powerful. It's going to be good for social media. It's going to be good for your phone calls, messages, stuff like that. Taking your pictures, it's going to be good. But it's not going to be a powerhouse. Just, the E5 Plus is, yes, the E5 Plus I heard was a very, very good phone. Had the Moto E4 from Verizon and got it unlocked for less than $3. Hey, I done the same thing. I got on eBay and bought it for like $250. I want to say it was for the unlock code for Verizon. Hey, I'm telling you, that Moto E4 from Walmart for $40. That was the budget phone, the really cheap budget phone of the year, in my opinion. I mean, $40 for the Moto E4 on Verizon, fingerprint scanner, HD display, decent cameras, decent battery. $40, paid $2 and a half, got it unlocked for any carrier, pretty much. You couldn't beat that. That was like the best. I sold it for $50 to a friend of mine who needed it for a relative in Cuba. Hey, there you go. I mean, I'm telling that was like the best deal ever. And the two people that have the Moto E5 both love them. Only thing I didn't like is 16 gigabytes storage is kind of low. I will check out the Moto E4 Plus. Hey, yeah, Moto E4 and E4 Plus is really not that much difference. The battery is bigger, but the RAM is the same. The storage is the same. The processor is the same. The screen's the same. I think the cameras are close to the same. It's just that it's just a bigger phone. Hey, you're welcome, uh, Durance Brown. Um, Wade County says to Patrick Flanagan, okay, I just looked it up. The Moto E5 Plus was only sold through carriers that weren't on Verizon towers and not unlocked either. You're better off with the G6 on Total Wireless. You just graduated from high school today. Congratulations. Congratulations. Save your money and get the Moto G7 Power. I have to agree. If you are able to afford to go a little bit more expensive and get a G7, I would skip the E5s. I would skip the G6s. I would go to a G7. Even if you can get a G7, even if you can only afford a G7 Play, I would go with a G7. Personally, from what I've seen. But I understand money's tight. I understand, everybody can't afford an expensive phone. I understand that more than anybody. But if you can somehow afford to go with a G7, I agree with Jay Santana here. What is your favorite budget phone that's out now? I love my Xiaomi Redmi Note 7. This phone, $215 is what I paid for it out the door. I gotta say, this is a budget price phone, okay? But it's got flagship features and mid-range performance. This is a phenomenal phone. Oh my goodness. If the Xiaomi was CDMA, if I could use it on Verizon, and I've tried everything possible to get it work on Verizon, and it will work on Verizon, only on LTE if the bands are right. It'll show LTE, it'll show Verizon Wireless, it'll show bars of service, but you can't call out, receive calls, send, receive text, only when you're in the LTE band that it supports from Verizon. It'll show, because we all know that LTE is GSM. So if there's a band that Verizon's owned, this phone supports, it'll show LTE and bars of service and Verizon, but it won't work for the CDMA side of things, for the calls and stuff like that. If it worked on Verizon, this would probably be my daily phone that I used every single day. I love the Redmi Note 7. Yeah. Yeah, you're very welcome there, Tyler Gamer, man. Graduation, man. So I would say then the Humidigi F1 is also a great phone. Very powerful, very good battery, very well equipped phone for around the same price. Yeah, but the Redmi Note 7, God, I love this thing. So glad I bought this phone. G7 power fully unlocked with 5,000 milliamp hour battery. Yes. I agree with the G7, but I don't know his financials. Yeah, I mean, it's all about finances, what you can afford, or if you can wait and save up to buy a G7. But if you need a phone like right now and you can't afford a G7, then we know what that's like. Diedrich Roberts says, I appreciate your videos. I'm still on my J3 Luna Pro. That wasn't a bad little phone. I still have my J3 Luna Pro somewhere. I'm going to upgrade soon. I'm watching your videos and others for ideas on my next phone. Happy Mellow Yellow. Thank you, man. My brother got that Xiaomi. How does he like it? Because I'm loving mine. I'm going to check my speed right quick. I'm going to see what my speeds are right now on T-Mobile on this Redmi Note 7. I'm just kind of curious. Yeah, it's climbing on up there. I'm about 96, 97, 98. Can we tap 100? Nope. 95.9 is my download speed. And my upload speed is normally around 40 in this area, but right now it's hovering around 23, 25, 26, 28, 29, 30, 31. It's climbing. So we end up with 95.9 download and 32.5 upload. So that's not bad. Let's see where I was at. After my E5 Plus started to fall apart, I won't get a Moto for a while. Yeah. How long am I streaming? Not much longer. I've been on for 2 hours and 14 minutes. I'm fixing to end it here in a few minutes. I never intended on streaming this long tonight, to be honest. But it's been a good chat, and I've enjoyed talking with all of y'all. Got more watching now than I did 2 hours or an hour and a half ago. So thank y'all for all y'all for joining in. Y'all were amazing. You can also get a used Moto Z2 Force on Amazon for $150. The G7 Play is a nice phone for its price. Your wife gave you $100 budget. Okay, yeah, it's gonna be kind of tough. My brother got that same Xiaomi for his wife. She's using T-Mobile and free at mobile at the same time through the dual SIM. Nice phone. Awesome, awesome. What's up, Let's Take 47? What's going on, man? She likes it a lot. Yeah, I love the phone. If you could design your own phone, how would you have everything? That would take too long right now to do all of that. So maybe some other time. Right now, I'm beginning to get kind of tired. My throat's getting sore, and I'm going to be getting off of here in the next 5 or 10 minutes because I'm beginning to get kind of. I'm just getting hot. Thank you. Let the 47th smash that like button, people. Thank you, TSB. Appreciate it. 9:50 a.m. at your area. Okay. Yeah, it's 2:51 here. Is there a way to tell if a phone supports Wi-Fi calling before buying? Only if somebody mentions it. People really don't hit on Wi-Fi calling a whole lot in their videos, so I didn't know if the Redmi Note 7 had it before I got it or not, and it don't have it. I really wish they would add it. They could actually add in Wi-Fi calling in a software update if they wanted to do it. I've had phones before that had a Wi-Fi calling feature, got a software update, and it was gone. They took it away. So if they can take it away, they can put it in. Have my Metro SIM in now. All right, good night, Tyler the Gamer. Thank you for joining in. You have a great night, and we'll talk to you later. You have a good night too there, Jay Santana. Thank you for joining in, man. You're the best, man. Thank you, Jose Pepe. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. Thank you. Ideal phone, Project Aura modular phone, something along those lines. Do you think Apple is getting worse with iPhones? I believe they're going to have to do something. I don't know. I think that Apple might be getting to be kicked in the teeth, though, with this whole Huawei ban in China. I believe that China fixing to kick Apple in the teeth, personally. Yeah, Huawei is banned now, but I got a feeling that China's going to retaliate on that with Apple, personally. It's my thoughts, my opinion. Yeah, they need to fix their battery issues. I'm gonna have to get out of here, y'all. I'm getting to get a headache, so I'm gonna have to get out of here. Um, I saw when you went live. I was talking with a friend that whole time. I can't believe you're still on. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to get out of here, y'all. I'm getting really tired. My head's beginning to starting to split open. I'm gonna have to go. Um, Thank you all for joining in. I'm pleased with my iPhone 10R product red. Awesome. Yes. Happy with Cricket Wireless. Been with them for a while now. Have 5 lines. Awesome. All right, Tech Twine B. You have a good night. God bless you as well. Thank you for that. Take for your needs. Great. Good night. Thank you for joining in. You have a great night too, Shay Kennedy. Did your 6S unlock yet? No, it's 6 months. I bought it in January, so it should be unlocked next month, hopefully. But since it's been disconnected, I don't know how that works. I know when you buy an Android phone, and even when it's disconnected after 6 months, 3 months used to be the little button to unlock it would unlock it on Wi-Fi. It would just unlock it. But the iPhones, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Good night, C. Butler. Thank you for joining in. You have a great night, man. Good night, Ryan Lynn. Thank you for joining in. Let's at 47. Great. Have a good night. Good night, and God bless you as well. Jose, thank you for joining in. Thank you, Take Twine B, for joining in. Adrian Mendez, is the Pixel 3a XL worth it? Absolutely. You caught me there at the very end of my stream. If you want to know more about it, you can watch the replay. And that would be awesome. Good. God bless you and good night. Great fun. And thank you for joining in. So thank you all for joining in. Y'all have a great night. Thank y'all all. Smash that like button if you're in the replay. Let me know and all that goodness. So good night, everyone. Thanks for joining.